Not all of maternity services are broken, and we need to learn from the good as well as the bad. And we don't celebrate our successes enough. We have got some phenomenal, amazing things that are going on across the country that are improving the lives of women and people, but they're not being shouted about in the same way as the maternity review. I'm aware that I've been a lot more negative about maternity services over the last few weeks, and that's because it's at the forefront of the media, the press, and we've got petitions going at the moment, and we have the option, because of the maternity review, to be able to write to our MP, to be able to put our thoughts forward, to be able to submit stuff, and I want that to come forward. And there's so many successes in maternity services over the years, and this is where leadership really comes in, and I've had the absolute privilege of seeing some phenomenal and amazing leadership over the career that I have had. I've seen where it's bad, where it can be toxic. I can see where there has been bullying. I can see where there has been poor culture and poor working conditions. But I can also see the benefit of when that leadership takes everyone under their wings and really listens to the frontline staff and starts driving through the changes that are going to make the biggest impacts to the women and the people on the ground. And also listening to the women and people who are using those services, the leaders who listen to them really show the improvements that happen in the services. And this is where we really need to learn from everything. So this is where, even if you had a really good experience, put in that maternity review what was good about your experience. And in the NHS, we need to start learning from each other far more. We need to be listening to units where things are going really well, what they are doing to get things right, what infrastructure do they have, what staffing models do they have, is it linked to their CQC results? We need to be looking at benchmarking for everything. CQC results actually correlate with staffing models and staffing infrastructure, for example. Does it correlate to the leadership that the teams have been through and been on? Does it relate to additional things that they've been part of? Big projects, for example, national programmes. What is it that the units that are doing really well are doing that other units can learn from? Of course, part of that does come down to budgets, but it also comes down to your trust execs and your chief execs understanding what maternity service is, understanding the process and the pathways that women come on, understanding the dynamics and understanding what's needed from the staff on the ground, from the women and people in the service, and really starting to listen and take on board all of those aspects. Understanding that if things aren't going so well, what it is that they need to do to help improve those services overall. Not all of maternity services is broken, and you can see that from the amazing feedback that does come through in many units across the country. But it shouldn't be a postcode lottery, and it shouldn't depend on the day that you are having your baby as to what the infrastructure, what the models, what the service, what the leadership is like on the day.